Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another edition of our Magnet Monday meetings. I hope you've had a great start in the week so far. I like how we always start with a little bit of music to keep it a little bit exciting, as I know it's Monday afternoon, but I hope you still have some energy for us today. My name is Ilse and I will be moderating the session for you today. We have one of our external experts here for you to take us through how to use one platform for all event types, and I do hope that we leave you inspired after this hour. Some general information during this meeting. You can ask all your questions in the Q&A session, which you'll find in the bottom bar within the Zoom frame, so our speakers can answer them for you live at the end. In case you would like to join the discussion, you can simply click the raise hand button at the bottom and we will invite you to the panel. Should you experience any technical difficulties, you can contact us in the chat button in the upper right corner of our meeting room or within the Zoom chat below. Please note that we are recording this meeting and it will be made available on demand in this venue in our media library room next door. Now, before I invite our expert Constanze to the stage to show how to make maximum use of the platform and how to figure out which design and which layout is best fitting for your event type, I first hand over to Lisbeth to introduce us to the latest exciting features.
Yes, thank you very much, Ilse, for the introduction. It's great to be here again. It's great to see all of you again. It's now the third edition of our Magnet Monday meeting, and we again have a very interesting topic for you. Before we hear Constanze speak, though, I wanted to take the opportunity to introduce you to our newest features that we have just recently released. In case you're currently holding a license with us, we have contacted you also separately by email to check when your venue should receive the update. In case you haven't gotten back to us yet, do so at any time that fits your event calendar. We're more than happy to roll out this update to your existing license so you can make use of these great features. The first feature that I would like to show you, and we're very, very proud of having this, it's our 360-degree background video and stream option that we have implemented just recently. The feature allows you to place either pre-recorded 360 videos as your background or even a live stream in a 360 format. You will still be able to place content on top that will open in an overlay dialog mode, as you have just seen on the presentation and the short example that we have prepared for you. This is a feature that is currently linked to YouTube as the video hosting platform, but we are working on expanding the hosting platforms to other providers as well. So stay tuned when this is going to happen. Now, why should you use the 360 feature? We have some very, very interesting use cases for you in this case. So some of you have already collected some experience with the 360 rendering feature that you can place as backgrounds on your venues, but now you may also use the exact same feature for 360 photographs or even videos, as mentioned, pictures or videos that you have taken from your event location, from your exhibition area, from your booth, or even from your office. And it gives your users a very, very great and realistic visual experience of your event or showcase that you have. So think about your next hybrid happening. Is that an event or an exhibition or even something that's going to happen at your office? It allows you to present your users, your virtual users, almost the same visual experience as your on-site attendees. So a very, very great tool to use. There are so many more use cases than what you can see on the screen here. Let your imagination go wild, be as creative as you can be. And in case you have any questions on this or would like to share an idea or a use case that you're planning to implement, let us know. We are more than happy to walk through the details with you and also hear what your ideas are when it comes to implementing this new feature. Another feature that we have introduced is our embedded area chat. So you can place that next to a live stream. It will stay there exactly where you have placed it, or even a poster exhibition, and it allows your attendees to directly interact or share feedback on that particular topic. So it helps you to keep your audience engaged and support them to interact with each other. So also a very great tool that you can keep in mind for your next upcoming event. What I would also like to present to you today is one of the new key features that we are currently working on. So this is an upcoming feature. It's not released yet, but we're hoping to release this very, very soon. The media board is an extension of the already existing media library. It will allow you to mix and match content in different categories. It will have a search function, and attendees will be able to like content so that you and other users know what content is the most popular, the most interesting for your event case. And then as a second step, we will also be looking forward to add commenting function to this and also recommendations so that your attendees and your users can be recommended content based on their profile or on their liking behavior that they have interacted with in the media board. So also here, stay tuned for our next announcement to be the first to know when this feature is available and have this added to your license if you already have one. So I want to stop here. That's enough with the new features for today, at least. Let's start to prepare for today's Magnet Monday topic. As a very brief reminder, we started hosting our Magnet Monday meetings at the beginning of this year. Today's topic is again focusing on our community members. And during our community event 2 months ago, we looked at the many different ways of how you can achieve your event goals. So we briefly touched on the visualization aspects of your event and what many different aspects you have to consider when choosing the right approach. Today, you will learn a lot more about these aspects. And with that, I hand it back to Ilse.
Thanks very much, Lisbeth, for showing as well all the new cool features. I personally am especially excited about the 360 video and live stream as a background. I think this will really take hybrid events to the next level. But for now, I would like to introduce you all to Constanze, who is the creative director of one of our partner agencies and perhaps even a familiar face to some of you in the audience. Constanze has a lot of experience in working with the platform as well as even in the whole development of our virtual platform. She's amazing at coming up with out-of-the-box creative solutions. And so I'm excited to hear her presenting different design ideas and solutions. Welcome, Constanze.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's session. Today, I will talk about 2 topics. First, how to choose the right track to reach your peak of success. And second, how to select your fitting magnet architecture. And I have a surprise for you. I will show you new templates that Magnet developed to give all the clients a larger choice of possibilities and even more flexibility. So you might use the platform for different single events or annual meeting series, or even an overall annual meeting strategy. So when it comes to event planning, you all know that no event is same. To succeed, it's important to determine your event goals, check individual conditions, evaluate the framework, and start with the right steps. The following checklist can help you to not get off track and to reach your event goal. So before reaching the goal, you need to know your event goal. So what should be achieved with the event? Are you planning maybe a scientific knowledge transfer or a team building event or a deep dive into a holistic brand experience world? And it's important to consider what is the duration of the event. Is it just a single event, a webinar, or an annual meeting series? And how long is the planning, concept, and implementation phase? How much time do I have to bring the concept really to life? And how large or small is the budget? What can I afford? How many resources are available in regards to manpower to really implement the event in the time that is available? And of course, how experienced is my staff? So as well, know your target group. What is my audience? What do my participants expect? What is their level of experience? And what specific requirements do I have to consider here? And last but not least, the focus of the event. Are you planning a 100% virtual event or a hybrid event? So especially when it comes to hybrid event planning, you need to be sure how balanced is the audience. Most of the people attending face-to-face and just few will join the meeting virtually, or is it other way around? So all those facts are really important indicators and will have a really huge impact on the selection of the ideal magnet architecture. And choosing the fitting magnet architecture plays really a key role in achieving your desired goals. So I will present you today 3 different options and show you how flexible the platform is. So let's start first with big and brilliant. Magnet offers 4 different Photoshop templates for large venues: the organic hub, the curved shell, the magic cube, and the glass pavilion. Those come with multiple areas and various possibilities to show personalized content and create interaction. They offer ultimate flexibility for any kinds and scope of events. Those templates are ideal for building immersive brand experience worlds, for big scale events, like for example, a kickoff event or launch events, for virtual exhibitions, for annual meeting series with returning customers and frequently changing content. But depending on the scope, the lead time, the experience level, and the manpower, it quite takes a long planning execution phase. And that's why Magnet developed a simplified organic hub for you with a limited number of different areas. So I will show you right now the brand new template that is already accessible for you. The simplified organic hub is a boiled down version of the big organic hub, and it comes with 3 different inside views. So first, the overview. So as you can see here, the welcome desk is much closer to the meeting rooms, and you can jump directly into the plenary. The setup is quite flexible. You could add your preferred content directly next to the welcome desk, and you can choose between having up to 11 meeting rooms, and you can easily activate or deactivate your needed amount of doors. And I want to show you one example here, how the venue could look like with the specific event branding. And as you can see, if you don't use all the meeting rooms, you could add third-party tools and informative content on the wooden wall, like in this example, a media library and the access to a whiteboard. So overall, this venue comes with a great look and feel of the organic hub, and it's ideal for medium and small scale events because you won't use that much time for planning and execution. You need less content here. You need less graphic design because the areas are limited. And the execution can be super quick and very efficient. So for example, if you need to set up an event really quickly, you can directly place your logo on the backdrop and add a conferencing link in one of those meeting rooms, and you are ready to go. And now I want to show you a completely different approach that you can set up really within minutes. So the simple solution excites without using an architecture. It's more looking like a landing page and is focused on brand exposure. So instead of sending just a Zoom link, use the Magnet simple solution and insert a branded background and design elements fitting to your CI. Of course, you can implement all your preferred conferencing tools. You can add videos like a welcome video, speaker informations, your agenda, and all third-party tools. And of course, and that's really a benefit, this solution guarantees all the Magnet benefits like data security, single sign-on, and advanced analytics. Let's have a look at one example that a Magnet client brought to life. As you can see here, a Twitter wall is directly implemented at the very beginning, and a nice welcome text to introduce the purpose of the event to the audience. And I like especially the buttons on the right hand where an agenda is placed in, and speakers will be introduced with short CVs. And the media library is always nice to have, especially for parts of the audience that couldn't join the meeting maybe. So everything is possible to implement here and really create a personalized approach without using architectures. And we will provide you a great pool of predefined graphic backgrounds and video backgrounds. You can see some examples here on the left hand. And we will provide you a standard icon kit. So then it's possible for you to really set up a meeting within minutes. And that's really the focus of this event solution. So here, as you can see, again, ready in minutes, focused on brand exposure, ideal for super short planning and lead time, events when no architecture is maybe required, and ideal for very limited budget because you won't need a lot of manpower to execute it. So as you can see, the Magnet platform is quite flexible and offers a wide range of different solutions for any event types and individual conditions. First, start with the proper planning. Second, choose the fitting venue, and then you are already on the right track to succeed.
All right, thanks so much, Constanze, for this very inspiring presentation. I really love as well the new simplified venue templates that we're having now. So we now open the floor to the audience for questions. So as a reminder, you can ask them at the bottom via the Q&A that you will find within the Zoom frame. Now, Constanze, I hope you don't mind me asking the first question already whilst we give our audience a bit of time to think their questions through, because this is actually something that I hear a lot during my demo calls, for instance. And that is very often like, how long does it take me to set this up? Now, I know that this is a very difficult question to ask because it depends on a lot of different factors, but could you maybe give us a kind of indication on how long it takes to set up the new simple solution venue?
Yeah, as I mentioned, though, the benefit of the simple solution is really that you won't need a lot of time. So if you are using the predefined backgrounds that we provided, so you can really set up a meeting within 10 minutes. Just place your logo, add your preferred background, and here we go. So it's really, really very efficient. And for example, for the simplified organic hub, it really depends on your manpower, on your capacities, and as well on the planning phase and the concept. But this venue could be easily set up as well within one day even. But it really depends how much content do you want to implement, and which features do you want to add here.
Of course. I'm not sure, Lisbeth, if we even have some time to maybe even show the backend of how this would work and how to set this up on a more like landing page type of design. So this is of course the organic hub, but we also have the landing page venue.
Yes, sure. I will very briefly show you how that is actually going to work. So, as Constanze mentioned, it can be as easy as setting up a meeting in a couple of minutes, especially when it comes to the landing page scenario. And it is a very good use case, as Constanze mentioned. Place rather than just sending out a Zoom link, send out a link to one of the venues, and you get some additional brand exposure. So what you see here is one of those backdrops that we also will provide in the near future. In this case, it's one of the videos. You have some animation in the background, so it's slightly moving. And the great benefit of this is if you are planning to host a series of meetings, you can stick to the same template. So what you can do is set up your venue once. And as you can see, it doesn't require a lot of widgets. And once you have your standard setup, you really only have to exchange your Zoom link for the meeting that you have placed here. So you would just simply add the Zoom link and the meeting ID in here. You can exchange the logo if you like, very simple, without having to touch the rendering. You have our, in this case, is the agenda. Maybe let me go back here. If you go to your agenda, this is the example from today. And you can also here have some speaker information, or even have a library where you maybe share recordings of previous meetings or any other supporting documents. And once you have your structure set out once, you go back to these widgets and you exchange the link, you exchange the files, and you stick with your layout that you have once prepared. And then you can, very quickly, in just a couple of minutes, create a very great meeting experience for your attendees with some great visuals.
Yeah, that is perfect, because I mean, we definitely want to support everyone in saving as much time as possible. So being able to really surprise your attendees still with a nice surrounding and with all the extra content and extra features, but still being able to set it up in 10 minutes is, of course, very useful. Then a question for Constanze, going back to the simplified organic hub template, how adjustable is this really?
Mm-hmm. It's very adjustable. So you can activate or deactivate the two panels next to the welcome desk. And we prepared 5 different avatars for you that are already placed behind the welcome desk. So you can choose between male and female, and of course, the meeting rooms that I mentioned at the beginning. So we have here 2 different setups. You can choose if you want to have big meeting room doors or the small version of the meeting room doors that you can see actually here. And of course, each meeting room door is selectable, and you can choose the fitting amount. And all the render persons that you can see here in this picture are on a separate layer. So you can easily erase them, or make the decision that you don't want to have any people within the venue. That's as well possible. Mm-hmm.
I love how it's even more flexible than our other templates already were. That's really cool. I see a question coming in as well. I think this is a good one for Constanze to answer again. What would be a good use case for a landing page venue?
Mm-hmm. So it really depends. So for really simple meetings, it's the ideal situation to use the landing page, because you are so quick. But in addition, you can display your speakers in a prominent way, add cool videos here. And so for a simple webinar, it would be great. But as well, if you are planning a hybrid event and the main audience will meet face to face and just a few people will get in virtually. So here it's great and really cost saving to create a simple solution of the virtual venue. And you can use it even after the meeting to upload the recordings and share more information with the whole audience after the hybrid meeting. And a third scenario could be that you are planning a big launch event, but with a big studio production. And here all the costs are going into the studio production. So make it simple and create a great stage that is really branded and everything fitting to your brand eye, and use the simple solution for it.
Very good. Yeah, it's of course very important to still keep your audience focused, surprise them a little bit with some nice branding and surroundings without having to put too much of an effort into that. That's great. I see another question here. And of course, you briefly touched on this, but how does one choose the right setting or layout for their venue?
So everything starts with a proper planning. So use a checklist to really identify where's the focus of my event. And then, as I mentioned, the big Photoshop templates are really ideal for extensive brand worlds and really big events where you want to showcase a lot of content. Maybe include different partners or product areas while using the great exhibition area. And the simplified organic hub is ideal for medium scale or small scale venues. And even if you don't have a lot of manpower or planning and execution time to really bring the venue to life, and the simple solution ideal for really super short notice demands and tiny meetings like webinars, but first start with planning. So it's really important to have all the questions answered and then choose the right architecture. That's the right track.
All right. And of course, for everyone as well in the audience, feel free to reach out to us as well. We're more than happy to consult you on which type of layout or design would be best fitting for your event or use case. I'm not sure if there's any more questions coming in. If there are no more questions, then we have actually already arrived at the end of this Magnid Monday meeting. I thank you all very much for taking the time for joining us today. Big thank you as well to you, Constanze, for presenting here today. And we hope that this helps you find the best solution for each of your use cases. But as mentioned, please feel free to reach out to our sales team, and we are happy to help you, as well as, of course, supporting you with the new features that we're having. The Magnid Monday meetings always take place on the last Monday of the month. It's very easy to remember. So that means the next Magnid Monday meeting will take place on the 25th of April. Make sure to save the date and keep an eye out for the invitation here. We would love to hear your feedback as always, and we kindly ask you to fill out the short survey by scanning the QR code you see on your screen right now with your mobile cell phones. Again, thank you very much for attending. Have a great afternoon, and I hope to see you again next time.